In this video, I wanted to do a quick part 2 to the ARC Trooper collection video I did previously. I was looking at my collection shelf and I realized I ended up forgetting one very important ARC Trooper. Can you guess which one it is? Yeah, I ended up forgetting the Black Series Captain Fordo there. Originally, I was thinking about making a short for this, but I was like, well, I don't really want to do a short and just throw in Captain Fordo there without acknowledging it. So I decided I'll rearrange this a little bit, mostly by colors, and then we'll just do a quick part 2 to this. After all, Captain Fordo is probably the premier ARC Trooper, or at least the model ARC Trooper. So he deserves a little bit more attention. So here I did these Tartakovsky blue ARC Troopers all in one pile here. There should be 10 of them. Yeah, 10. If you include the carded one. Very nice group of ARC Troopers. Here we have the 2 yellow ones. Some of the reddish ones. Did the Umbra operative ones in the back there. We'll say, I think, at least in the helmet, I think the Black Series one is a little bit better. The problem with the Umbra operative one that I personally have is you can't really see the visor too well. It's not very defined. But I think it's a little bit more defined on the Black Series figure. 3 3/4 ones, it's almost like he doesn't have a visor at all. Other than that, it's still a pretty nice ARC Trooper. Very interesting color scheme. You kind of think of them as like a shadow ARC Trooper, I suppose. That is another ARC Trooper that I'm missing in my collection from the Republic Elite Squad packs. I do have all the Mandalorians from those packs. I'm just missing the Omega Squad and the Shadow ARC Troopers, which I hope to begin here sometime this year. They are pretty high on my priority list, I suppose. I have the quad gun ATRT Trooper or slash ARC Trooper there. Then the one with the rotary cannon there. Some of the other blue ones I have in the older sculpt. Still think they're a very nice addition to any collection. I think they hold up really well after all these years. And here's kind of like the 501st ARC Troopers and Havoc there. Personally, I think Havoc fits along well with the 501st, so I throw him in with them usually. He blends in nicely. Then we have the Lambert Seeker ones. 2 of them. It's about the closest to the green ones I have. Did mention in the last video that at some point I would like to make some customs, particularly a green custom. I would prefer to do it in this mold first, at least. I suppose I could, I don't know if that would really work or not, but I could paint like a yellow one over with blue and perhaps it would make green. It probably wouldn't work quite like that though. So with the addition of the Black Series Captain Fordo, this makes for 34 ARC Troopers actually. On eBay, there are lots of listings for other custom guns. I didn't point out the couple custom ones I have there, like that one for instance. But there are some, like a modified DC-15 rifle that I've seen, and there are a few other ones as well. I have seen some of the DC-17 pistols that people have 3D printed and made larger, and they allegedly fit better in the holsters for these guys. Have not managed to get a few of those yet. Hopefully someday. There's definitely a lot of customizing material for the ARC Troopers out there. And as I mentioned, this was the very first one I got. And I ended up getting this guy. It's either this guy or this, or the one with the quad gun. I forget which. They were pretty close together. But basically 1, 2, and 3. Then I got one of the blue ones after that. And eventually I acquired another blue one. And then this one. And then the rest of them pretty much followed suit over the last 7 or 8 years now at this point. At some point I will do a Clone Commando collection video as well, but I would like to get Omega Squad and then the plain white one from the comic pack first before I do that. Then at that point I will pretty much have all the Commandos. The only ones I'll really be missing is the Saga Collection Delta Squad, but I already have the Shadow of the Dark Side ones, and I don't think the Saga Collection ones are, there's just not a whole lot of uniqueness to them, I suppose, to really warrant holding off making a video for that. As long as Delta Squad is represented in some capacity, I think that's all that really matters. Those action figures from the Saga Collection are still pretty good as well, from what I have seen. It just comes down to your personal preference between that or the updated ones. The updated ones obviously have a little bit better articulation, but there are some elements about the Saga Collection ones I think are better. One of those is being Scorch has his extra anti-armor missiles attached to his leg, or the extra canisters, while the Shadow of the Dark Side one does not. So hopefully I film that video here pretty soon. Then maybe someday I'll do a Clone Commando and then an ARC Trooper video in one. Anyways, that'll wrap up this video then. Nice to include the Black Series Captain Fordo there. It's the cherry on top. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this collection video. There'll always be more to come. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate all your support. And check out some of the links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.